Hi and welcome to PolyOriginals with Fiona Abel-Smith. Today's tutorial is going to be a nice, quick and simple one, and I'll put all the equipment you need and all the details of the clay I'm using in the details below this one. So have a look where it says see more or show more underneath the video and it'll all be detailed there for you. This one came about when I was trying to do sort of this effect really, when I wanted something which wasn't quite a harlequin look but had lots of different speckles in, which also graduated from one colour to another. And the first time I did it, I actually put the stripes in the wrong way and ended up with this one. And I thought, it's not what I wanted, but I actually like it so much that I will do both of the canes together. So this one's the actual sort of dotted speckled, and this one's more of a line speckle. And on this one, each slice you take of your cane, you'll get a slightly different look. They're both very similar, both made with the same amounts of clay, and I'll show you both techniques side by side. So let's get started, and of course, as always, we're going to start with a skinner blend. And I'm going to do both canes at the same time, so I've got exactly the same amounts, and I've already used exactly those two to make up a skinner blend of those, and those two to make up a skinner blend in there. And I'll now do both of those into a skinner blend as well. So we're going to end up with two lots exactly the same, and then we're going to change it till we get both of our designs. So we'll start with the Peppermint and White, the larger two pieces, and I'm going to make a skinner blend by diagonally chopping through both but not quite up to the corners, so that when we put the pieces on top of each other and put them together, we will have some of the white still down one side and some of the peppermint down the other. If you're unsure about skinner blends or want a few tips and techniques, then I do have a skinner blend tutorial, and I put a link to that in the details below this one. So all I'm doing is I'm pinching the bottom and I'll put it through on a thickish setting, so setting number 2 of my pasta machine. Now I don't want it much thicker than that, and as you can see there, that's going to end up about the same thickness. So each time I put it through the pasta machine, either with a pack of clay or a magnet or something sitting the pasta machine, or simply with your fingers well out of the way of the rollers, I'm going to make sure I butt this side up to the side of the pasta machine so I keep it this nice sort of amount. So there we go, two blends, similar size and shape, both done with a peppermint through to white. And then I need to make a similar blend using the darker blue. This is the brilliant blue and the white. So I'm going to do exactly the same, rough rectangles, diagonal cut, put them together and get a blend. And again, I'm going to sort of keep it this sort of size until I've got it nicely blended, like this one. So there we go, our two blends. And as I said, I'm going to work on both of these at the same time. So the one which is sort of very speckledy, we want a piece that's going to be as long as our piece, but quite a lot narrower this way, so I'll come on to that one in a moment. For the piece that's going to be sort of like the stripes going down, which come fairly randomly, we want a piece that's nearly as wide as our long piece. So actually, in fact, that is perfect, but I don't want it as thick, so I'm going to put it down to a medium setting, so setting number 4 on my pasta machine, and put it through that way. So we've got a longer piece that's the right width. So that'll do perfectly for that one. This one, I'm going to fold the two pieces together again. I'm just going to push them in, give it a little bit of a ripple or a concertina effect. And then again, I butt it up against the pasta machine and keep doing that till we've got probably about a quarter of the width of this one. So I've got it till it's about a third of the width, which is fine, and all I want to do now is to make it the same length. So I'm going to put it down again to a medium setting, so setting number 4 of my pasta machine, and put it through this way to get a nice long strip. Okay, so now it's just a case of putting them together. So on each of them, we're going to go the opposite way around, so light to dark and dark to light. So let's do this one to start with. So as you can see that I've turned this so that when I take my strips, they'll be the right way up. I'm going to chop it off neat at the top, and I'm going to take a small strip and just place it across my piece, and just repeat all the way down. Do whatever sort of intervals you like. Sort of going to go a bit like that, and I'll just continue that, as I say, all the way down. And whilst they're sitting there, I'm just going to give them a little bit of a roll just to make sure they don't go out of place. So that's that one where we've added them on and we've done the dark to white light that way. For this one, we're going to do it along the length. And again, I'm going to have the light at the top and the dark at the bottom. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to take that bit off because obviously there's not much white in that. I'm going to neaten off the very edge. And then do exactly the same here. But this time going along this way. Just take off the excess and we'll just neaten that off at that end, and then again just a little bit of a roll just to make sure those pieces are sitting where you want them. So I'll do this one to start with, and we're going to chop it in 4 pieces. If you're unsure, do it on a measuring sheet, but it doesn't matter if they're all slightly out of position. And then we're just going to layer them up, but make them slightly sort of tapered sort of above each other, so you're not sitting exactly over. As you can see there, I've got them slightly up, and then this one slightly down, and then this one slightly up again. So they're not going to be completely even next to each other where they're sitting. And then we're going to pinch the top, pinch the bottom, and you're going to push it smaller, and pushing it smaller gives it that lovely curve. So just push it in, and what you'll probably end up with is it going sort of a little bit of a triangular shape. That's absolutely fine, and we're just going to pull it longer at the same time as pushing in. Cut it in half, and you'll start to see the dots coming up, and obviously you could leave it there if you want to. You can match those ones in the middle so they become dots, but now we've got more of a square shape. So I'm going to turn it on its side and just push and pull it. You can turn it on its end every so often to make sure that you've got a nice even shape. And then with the white to one end and the blue to the other end, I'm going to press it hard against the tile to make a triangular shape. Cut it in half again. And that is our speckled petal cane complete. And obviously you can reduce that and have it whatever shape and size you like. And there's our petal cane. So that's one. And the second one is exactly the same. It's actually harder to judge the middle when you've got those stripes, but just go for it. As I say, it doesn't really matter. It's not exactly even. And exactly the same again, just lay one on top of the other and repeat. Pinch at the tops, pinch at the bottoms, and then press it in to get that swirl until you get sort of starting to get a sort of triangular shape. So I'm always pinching at these bottom ends and pushing in towards the middle, and then we can pull it longer, chop down through, put the two pieces together, press it together to make sure there's no air trapped in the middle. Now we've got that sort of square shape. So you can really sort of press it down, turn it on its end, decide which way up you want to do it. So with the white towards me and the blue away, again I'm going to press down hard on the tile, make it more of a triangular shape, drop in two, and we're starting to get some lovely random swirls in the petal. You can do it, leave it there, or you can do it one more time. I think I'm going to leave it there because that's quite a nice pattern we've got. But from this one, every single petal will be slightly different. So again, I'm just going to roll it over the top, beaten off the end, so we've got sort of rough petal shape, and then we'll chop down through. And there's petal number 2. It's a slightly random effect. You're never going to get the same petal twice, but you've just got these colours just poking through, and it gives a lovely petal look. So 2 petals, very quick and simple, different looks, and it just depends if you put those extra inserts vertically or horizontally, and those are the different looks you get. And just because I like to show you alternate colours, here's a version done in some pinks with some little purple and white inserts. Now I know your next thing you're going to be asking is, well, what can I do now I've got these petals? And I do have an answer for that. So I took 5 of those petals and I have created this flower. I haven't quite finished making this into a necklace, but I will add some bells on the back and make it into a pretty little flower necklace. And the reason I'm showing you this is because I'm linking this free tutorial to a brand new tutorial I've got on Etsy, where I'm showing you literally how to make these flowers. So for instance, this leaf cane is part of the tutorial, as are doing all these little extra bits and pieces. But this petal cane is obviously part of this free tutorial. So here's one of the necklaces I actually show you in the Etsy tutorial. So you can see here, as I said, there's the anthers. So we've got the double-ended petal cane and the bright leaf cane, which is part of the tutorial, and I'll show you how to make this one. We've got a lily-inspired necklace, so there's actually 2 petal canes in this one, and a striped leaf cane as well, and I'll show you how to make all the middles and the inserted bits for this one. And I've got this one, which is a geranium-inspired cane with loads of different details as to how to do the centres. So that's the centre I used in the one I showed you a minute ago, and there's the same leaf that I showed you a minute ago. So it's a fantasy leaf, and again, that's part of the tutorial. I also showed fairly recently sort of an Alstroemeria type flower that I'd made, and again, I've added that in as part of the tutorial. And of course, all of these designs would look good with the petals that we've created today. So that's it. As I said, it was a quick tutorial today showing you how to make the 2 different types of speckled petal canes. I hope you had fun and enjoyed that one. As I say, if anyone wants to do the more detailed ones, then I have put a link to the Etsy tutorial below this one. Because as lots of you know, I do sort of alternate between all the free ones here on YouTube and then try and link them in with the things that I do on Etsy. As always, thank you so much for watching, and a special thank you to those of you who subscribe. I really do appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to go and finish this one off, make it into a necklace, and I'll be posting more on social media soon. Hopefully I'll see you when I do my next tutorial. Bye for now. Bye.